Today we're going to talk about Pimm's #1 cup, which is the weirdest, most British name for a drink that I've ever heard. But we like to have it different ways. But I want to talk a little bit about how we finally, I guess, or I discovered it, how it was a long time thing for her. We were on vacation at Disney World, and we were at Rose and Crown, at Epcot, which is in their UK area of the park. And she lived in the UK for a bit, and I'll let her tell that story. But anyway, they had on the menu, they had Pimm's and lemonade. I'm like, oh, what's that? And so you said...
Pimms is Pimms.
What does that mean? Why do people say Pimm's is Pimms?
Because that's what it is. When I first, I lived in England. I actually went to school there in undergrad to study theater and Shakespeare in particular. And I did well, that's where you go.
Fair.
And the neighborhood pub that we used to go to all the time, cider was my first love of drink. I used to drink that all the time. But then I was introduced to Pimm's. And whenever I would ask the bartender, what is Pimm's? They would just say, Pimm's is Pimm's. But upon further research and actually talking to them, it actually is a gin-based drink. It is kind of sweet, so it is a sweeter drink. So you do want to be careful with what you mix it with. And they always used to mix it with, it was always usually Pimm's and lemonade. Now, just remember, in the UK, and in the UK, lemonade is typically things like Sprite or 7-Up. So that's what I first used to drink it with. But when I tried it with actual lemonade, it is a little sweeter, and I do like it. But you can use it with any of the soft drinks that are the light-based ones. Because I know you like to drink it with
ginger ale. So it's weird. Pimm's it has a little fruitiness to it, but it's not one of those syrupy things like any kind of schnapps is really sugary and sweet. And I don't think this is that at all. This is just delicious. And so we like to drink it different ways, though. She likes to use lemonade, so we use like just straight up lemonade, and I use ginger ale. And between the two, they're good tasting beverages.
One thing to note, as you notice, it says Pimm's, the original #1 cup. They now have other ones. I've never tried them. I don't know that we see them often in the liquor store, but there are other number cups.
Yeah, and I looked it up. Apparently, this stuff's been around since 1823, which is a long time for anything to be a drink. But the different cups variations were actually discontinued all in the 70s, and then they changed hands a couple of times, and now the company that makes it now, which is actually, of course, it just says who imports it to the United States. But whoever makes it, there are several variations now. What's really cool about this is that this is a big deal, I guess, at Wimbledon. So if you're a tennis fan, look for people in the stands. They may very well be drinking this. And so we thought because of that, because of the tennis connection, we figured the charity we would pick for this one is the National Tennis Foundation, which you can find at nationaltennisfoundation.org. Really clever name there. They educate kids on cultural diversity and inclusion, and obviously they teach kids how to play tennis. And since tennis is one of the many things that she introduced me to, and I play poorly, very poorly, she's the pro. But I did take a lot of lessons because of her. So I'm a big tennis fan anyway. So let's make some drinks.
Okay.
Generally, the way I like to go with this is I like to pour about 3 to 4 ounces. So about that much. And then, oops, I did a little extra for me. A little extra for you.
That's
too.
okay.
Okay. It's Christmas Day when we shot this, so it's already time for drinking. So I'll add the ginger ale for me, which is gonna fizz up a little bit. Lemonade for you.
Yeah.
And the good thing is this stuff just kind of mixes. It doesn't require a lot of shaking or stirring or whatever.
Now the one thing, because the lemonade is sweeter already, you don't necessarily add a garnish, but a typical garnish on like the Pimm's and 7 or the Pimm's and Sprite would have been with a twist of lime.
7 is 7-Up, which is that a thing anymore? Can you still buy 7-Up?
Yes.
Okay, wasn't sure. I don't go shopping enough, I guess. All right, there you go. So Pimm's and ginger, Pimm's and lemonade. Cheers.
Cheers.
NationalTennisFoundation.org.
Refresh.